we will talk here about expectations and the spiritual life. This subject is absolutely fundamental to your spiritual life. Even if you are in the Advaita path, still the same is valid. You need to understand expectations and learn how to let go of them. So, why this is so? Let's take an example. You feel frustrated because your partner, your wife, your husband, or somebody else, a friend, or your children, do not do something that you want them to do, or they are not the way you want them to be. So you feel frustrated, and that frustration arises now and then when the behavior manifests. Let's look at this situation carefully. What you experience directly is the emotion. You experience frustration. With the surrendering technique, you can surrender the frustration. That's a good step. Very good. But there is more you can do. If you are feeling frustrated, angry, it means that you have an expectation that is not being met, consciously or unconsciously, but you do have an expectation. So the first thing you need to do is very simple, is understand what is your expectation. Once you identify the expectation, you have two choices. You can project. You can blame the other person because you think, oh, my expectation is right, she or he should change. That's projection. That's not taking responsibility. The other one is taking responsibility and say, this is my expectation regardless of the other person. And then instead of trying to change the other person, you surrender your expectation. You use the surrendering technique. This expectation is surrendered now to the divine completely, completely, completely. Please take it away forever, forever, forever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the surrendering technique. I have explained it quite a few times in my previous videos. When you do that, you're basically stating, I'm willing to accept the other person as he or she is. That's what you're doing. And that acceptance is unconditional love. And that is why you are in a couple relationship or in relationships to begin with. We have come to this world to grow in unconditional love. To a great degree, it's about this, the human experience. How do we grow in unconditional love? We surrender the expectations about people to be perfect, to be the way we want. One by one, whenever we feel frustrated or whenever we feel critical about somebody, we identify the underlying expectation and we surrender it. That's your commitment expressed in a metaphysical action with unconditional love. I want to love this person as he or she is, not the way I want she or he to be. When you surrender your expectations, the frustration goes away, and then the next time that the issue arises, you don't feel frustrated because you have accepted that person as she or he is. And you have grown in unconditional love. And you could say, okay, but I am in the path of Advaita. It has nothing to do with love. It's not that way. Advaita or not Advaita, you need to open your heart. You open the heart, loving unconditionally. Learning to love unconditionally. Not changing others. Making them behave the way you want. No, it's accepting others as they are and loving them as they are. That's the growth that you, to a great degree, you came to this world looking for that, opportunities to grow in unconditional love. We all came looking for those opportunities. The imperfections in your partner, for example, are great opportunities to accept that person as he or she is, and therefore grow in unconditional love. And there is no other way. The other way is projecting, oh, the other person has to change. But that doesn't create any growth in you. You don't grow in unconditional love. Perhaps you make your partner perfect, but you didn't grow. That's not the purpose of a couple relationship, for example, or having children. All human beings have imperfections of all kinds. So we are here to love them unconditionally, to learn to love them unconditionally, because we don't love unconditionally naturally. It's something that we need to choose. When you surrender the expectation, you're making that choice. I want to love this person unconditionally. It's not my job to change them. Whether you are in that Advaita path or not. And in that Advaita path, we want to expand, to have expansion of consciousness. And for that, unconditional love is the most powerful, expansive feeling. It will help you to easily expand in consciousness, as consciousness. This is just an aspect of the issue of expectation. There is another aspect, mystical, spiritual aspect, that is as important, as significant, and it is the subconscious or conscious expectations we have of gaining happiness through the world, through the movie, through the objects in front. Those expectations prevent you also to step back and identify yourself with consciousness and attain total, complete disidentification from the dream, to attain total detachment, as I spoke and mentioned in the previous video. So this issue of expectations regarding the dream is also something to consider, but I'm going to create a video specifically for that, probably next week. For now, Work on your expectations in relationship, in relation to other people. Learn to become aware when the mind-body organism is frustrated. Identify the underlying expectation and surrender it. And you will grow in unconditional love automatically. Little by little, every time you do this, you're committing to your growth instead of to changing others. We can't go through life trying to change others. It doesn't work because it's not the purpose of this whole thing. The purpose is unconditional love. The purpose of relationships is to grow in unconditional love, not growing in how to change others. So I hope this helps you. And if you want to do serious work in the level of your expectations, which is very fundamental to your spiritual growth, I would recommend you consider some coaching sessions. And I leave you my WhatsApp and email at the end of the description of this video. Contact me and we can schedule a coaching session. Have a good one.